So I've been talking about dating, and I want to talk about colorism. Now, I'm only talking from my personal experience. So I used to work at this community college called Maricosta Community College, and there are not that many black people on campus. So there's this program called Moja. And one time there was a gathering, and we were somehow dating always comes up, and it came up, and I told them during the gathering that I preferred darker skinned women like Ari Lennox, Coco Jones, Justine Skye, darker skinned women basically. And the way that some of them was reacting towards me is if I said something crazy. And I was like, I love black women in general. I think black women, perfect. But I was like, I usually am going towards darker skinned women. Like that's just what I like. I was like, but like I like women of all shades. Black women come in all shades. Black people come in all shades. I like all shades. But I was like, I'm usually drawn to darker skinned women. And the colorist comments that were coming from these people, mind you, some of them have master's degrees, PhDs. These are educated people. Knowing what their life choices are now and who they are married to is hilarious. But the stuff they were saying is crazy. I remember one of them said like dark skinned women aren't attracted to him, or dark skinned women were just mean to them when he was a kid and like he never been attracted to them. I need you to go through therapy, my guy. Go through therapy. But I was just sitting there like, that's crazy. Then we got on the topic of like celebrities and like how they're always married to like lighter skinned women and stuff like that. And they literally were all like killing me because I'm saying all this stuff and I'm like, this is crazy. To me, it was just mind blowing. Like I knew colorists exist. I never I never had a conversation with them. I never knew I was working with them. And it was just mind blowing. It got to the point where my friend Josh, who's a light skinned man, he literally basically just said what I said, and then they agreed with him when he said it, which I was a little annoyed. He told them like, "Yo, look at all these celebrities. Look at who they married to." He was like, "Why are y'all mad at him because he said that he liked darker skinned women?" He told them to like reevaluate their life. I remember he said that y'all need to reevaluate your life, and I took that phrase from him because I've been saying it ever since. But that was crazy to me because I was sitting there like, y'all, I've never got criticized for saying I like darker skinned women. And they were basically saying dark skinned women are not it. Educated people saying these things. Skinned black women were killing me that day in that room too. He said, so you're saying we're ugly? They basically all lives matter the situation. I said, no, I'm not saying light skinned women are ugly, but I'm saying I like darker skinned women. Like that's usually what I'm drawn to. And then I had to repeat, I like black women. I've dated black women. I've did things with black women of all shades. But I was describing my type. That's how we got to I was describing my type. And my type is basically Ari Lennox, but I don't know who I used at the time. I might have used Kelly Rowland as like that's like my perfect type. And I think that's just crazy. Um I just never experienced colorism like that. I used to think that it was like when people were saying like, "Oh, black men say these things about dark skinned women." I used to be like, I've never been in a room, so I never took it like to be serious until that day. Unfortunately, it took me to that day um, to realize that damn, people really are experiencing that. This might be all over the place, but thanks for tuning in to my TED Talk. Bye.